What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics. Today we got a top 10 random Irish artists brought to us by a friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out that Patreon link below or the Patreon link on the end screen. If you'd like to support us one-time gift, one-time reaction, check out our Buy Me a Coffee page. If you've never been with us before, the music won't be in the video, but it will be at a Vimeo link below. I'm just showing you Vimeo so you know to click on the link down below. All right, let's jump into it. With number 10 from A House, A Minute of Your Time from the Doodle EP in 1990. A House were an Irish rock band that were active in Dublin from 1985 to 1997 and recognized for the clever, quote, often bitter or irony-laden lyrics of frontman Dave Coase, bolstered by the band's seemingly effortless musicality, end quote. In a specifically Irish context, critics writing around the time of A House's demise claimed that there were ways in which, quote, A House is far more important than U2. Wow. And that their passing also arguably drew the safety curtain on the first and last great pop movement in this country has ever seen or heard, end quote. So I've never heard of them, but I came up with a lot of heavy duty quotes that I found of them. More than 10 years after their breakup, critics still held them in high esteem. In 2008, the Irish Times rock critics voted I Am the Greatest the third best Irish album of all time, jointly with Ghost Town by the Radiators, behind only Loveless by My Bloody Valentine, which there's a reaction up of that, and Octone Baby by U2. Also have a reaction to that, so looking forward to hearing this one. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, Richard. Nicely done. I like the vocals. Guitar work was fantastic. Melody. It's a really good song. I might have to go check out this album that's so highly acclaimed. It's not, this is off an EP, but the album that I mentioned that's so highly acclaimed. Probably going to have to go give that a listen. Go to number 9. We got Intua Nua. I think that's how you say it. All I Wanted from the Long Acre in 1988. They're an Irish rock band. Their name is a phonetic spelling of the Irish Gaelic Antuath Nua, meaning the new tribe. So maybe I butchered it again. Sorry if I did. Group was formed by Leslie Dowdell, Jack Dublin, Vinnie Kilduff, Ivan O'Shea, Martin Clancy, Paul Byrne, and Steve Wickham in the early 1980s. That's a lot of people. Although the group's focus was an early Roxy music style rock, it combined this aspiration with modern style folk and traditional Irish music in the form of uilleann pipes and acoustic guitars, laced together with raw vocals and electronic violin. I have no idea what we're about to hear here. In 85, of course, Wickham left to join the forces with the Waterboys, and Island Records dropped the band. The album recorded for Island remains unreleased, so they ended up recording 3 albums. So there's somewhere out there an album that's done and wasn't released. This song went to 17 in Ireland, 69 in the UK. All right, really good job. I mean, I even like the message of the song. She says in the chorus, all I wanted was to believe in somebody. Never thought I would feel this way. So she doesn't want all these things from you. She just wants to believe in somebody, that they're genuine. Her vocal delivery is interesting. There's kind of an interesting phrasing and cadence to the way she goes about it. It really draws you in, and the arrangement was nice and diverse and really well done. So good song. Next up at number 8, we got Paul Harrington and Charlie McGetton, Rock and Roll Kids. It's a song written by Brendan Graham. It represented Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest in 1994, held in Dublin, resulting in an unprecedented 3rd consecutive time the same country had won the contest, being Ireland's 6th win overall. Lyrically, the song originally had 7 verses representing various decades, including the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. But on the advice of a DJ, Graham dropped the last 2 verses as they felt the song was too long. He got the inspiration for the title while attending a Fats Domino concert at Dublin's National Stadium in 1991. He entered it into the 1992 and 1993 Eurovision. It failed to get through both times. It was accepted, obviously, in 1994. According to Graham, I saw the song as a small song, as a conversation in the kitchen, and I wanted the listeners to be drawn into that kitchen, into that conversation. Went to 2 in Ireland. We got a ton of Eurovision videos up. If you're interested in those Eurovision battles, you can go just type Eurovision in that bar above, and you will see all of those. But we're going to actually, you see it below in the Spotify, but we're going to watch a video for this one. All right, really well done song. I mean, it's in the auspices. We hear some stuff of the 60s in there with Elvis and blue suede shoes and blue jeans, but it's really in the auspices of coming of age. And when we were younger, we didn't really have anything to worry about, and then he puts it in the context of a relationship. We never seem to rock and roll anymore. Like, things have, as they do sometimes as you age, well, obviously they always do. They get more complicated, but they also, some things fall apart. And it's not like they once were, but really well done. Eurovision can have some campy stuff, which is fun too, but this is a straight up well done song. Really good musicianship and just raw, just out there. So really enjoyed that. Next up at number 7, we have Westlife, Flying Without Wings, from the Westlife album in 1999, their debut. Somehow, I know who Westlife is. We don't have any Westlife up. They're an Irish pop band formed in Dublin in 1998. Consists of members Nicky Byrne, Shane Phelan, Cian Egan, and Mark Feely. We said that right. Brian McFadden was a member before leaving in March 2004. Disbanded in 2012, later reunited in 2018. In Ireland, they have 11 number 1 albums, 16 number 1 singles, 34 top 50 singles, sold over 55 million records worldwide, and are holders of 4 Guinness World Records. Westlife has received numerous accolades, including 1 World Music Award, 2 Brit Awards, 4 MTV Awards, and 4 Record of the Year Awards. They have 12 studio albums, so if you're paying attention, 11 of them went to number 1. It's a pretty good ratio. This song was released in October 1999 as the 3rd single. It is the band's 4th best-selling single on both paid-for and combined sales in the United Kingdom. The song was written by Wayne Hector and Steve Mack. In an interview with Headquarters, Hector said the basic idea for the song came to him while on a break from working on a hip-hop session with Easy Cut in Los Angeles. He said, quote, "I came up with a couple of lines for the first verse and then phoned my mama's house, left it on the answer machine and said, don't get rid of this." See, this is how we did do it back in the day before any sort of technology, right? You wrote it down. If you didn't want to write it down, he wanted to sing it in there. So he came up with the lines, left it on there, and then he had to go back and listen to it. Upon returning to England, Hector went into the studio to work on the idea with longtime songwriting producer and partner Steve Mack. When the two discussed what the song was about, they agreed that, quote, "This is about our wives. This is about the things that make our lives complete." According to Hector, the lyrics were completed in about half an hour. He added that it was a life-changing moment and a song he says he's particularly proud of. "A big moment for me," he said, "was when Flying Without Wings came out. I'd had a few number 1s at that point, but that convinced people I could write good pop songs. After that, I started working with bigger acts and over a more diverse range of genres, including country and rock, which helped me pick up some credibility." The band's manager later revealed the song had been planned as the first solo single for Boyzone's Stephen Gately. Stephen did the demo and he thought it was going to be his song. I'll be quite honest, I missed it, but as soon as Simon heard it, he just went bananas. It was really difficult because Westlife were on tour with Boyzone as a support act. So that is difficult. Ireland and the UK went to number 1. Scotland, number 2. All right, just a well-done love song. They wrote it for their wives. I'm sure their wives were really happy every time this song was played. No, that's the ultimate flex that she wrote it for them, but very nice vocals, really well produced. Good song. Next up, we have Mundy, July, from the 24-Star Hotel album in 2002. Edmund Enright, known professionally as Mundy, is an Irish singer-songwriter and founder of the independent record label Camcore Records. He released his debut album Jelly Legs in 1996 on the Epic Records label. In 2000, he was dropped while working on his second album, The Moon is a Bullet Hole, which was about to be recorded. Although a 4-track EP, the title was released, much of the material for the canceled album was eventually incorporated into this album. 24-Star Hotel was released on Camcore Records, and the way he set up this record label was primarily funded by his royalties from the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. Camcore Records named for the river Camcore, a popular fishing spot which runs through the town of Burr. The album contained the song July, this one, an ode to the joys of the Irish summer, which gained heavy airplay throughout the summer months, and is, for Irish audiences at least, Mundy's signature tune. It's 6 studio albums. Let's get it. Just an excellent performance of vocals and musicianship solo in there. It's July right now when I'm filming this, but if I looked out this window, it would not look nearly as beautiful as Ireland, a place I've never been, but would love to go. But because of physical limitations, we'll probably never be able to do that. But just going through the different things in July that he sees, it's an observational thing. And it's fantastic, man. I think it's relatable wherever you live, but really well done. All right, we are Richard's top 5 in his top 10 random Irish artists. We got Paddy Casey from the Saints, and we got Saints and Sinners from the Living album in 2003. Paddy's an Irish singer-songwriter from Dublin. He received his first guitar at the age of 12 and left home soon after. He was busking and gigging for about 12 years. Got discovered by Sony A&R Scout while he was at a bar doing a singer-songwriter night. They let him record 9 tracks in 2 days, kind of some demos, but they liked him so much, Sony did, that they left those tracks as they were and wanted to release them like that, which really never happens with demos because they want more professional production, studio musicians usually, stuff like that. He was signed by Sony, eventually taken in by U2's management company, Principal Management. He's open for U2. He's got 6 studio albums. Really well done song. Super enjoyed it. Enjoyed the vocals. Writing was good. The overarching theme of it is we're kind of all in the same boat, right? We all have decisions to make and things can go either way for any of us, no matter who we are. But Really well done. Very similar in a way to the singer-songwriter stuff of Monday, the previous track. Very well going back to back on these. Next up, we have the Blizzards at number 4 with Postcards from the Domino Effect album in 2008. Couldn't really find anything on them. They were formed by Neil Breslin in late 2004. Featured Deck Murphy on drums, Justin Ryan, Anthony Duran, Luis Carroll on bass, and Aiden Lynch on keyboards. All right, let's get it. All right, the Blizzards, Postcards, a fantastic song. Song about death, singing to his loved one, like I'm still here. But it's in an upbeat, like the arrangement's great. You know, oftentimes these songs are going to be much more dialed back. I like the dichotomy of that. The difficult subject matter with the upbeatness, like Don't Be Sad, I'm Still Here, Postcards from Heaven, like fantastic song. Next up at number 3, we got the Divine Comedy, Songs of Love from the Casanova album in 1996, 4th studio album. They're a pop band from Northern Ireland, formed in 1989 and fronted by Neil Hannon. Really, Hannon's the only constant member of the group, playing in some instances all of the non-orchestral instrumentation, except for drums. Released 12 studio albums between 96 and 99. 9 singles released by the band made the top 40 of the UK singles charts, including the 1999 top 10 hit National Express. I actually did a full reaction to this album a couple years ago to one of our OG patrons, Ian. So shout out to Ian on this. We're going to watch the video. I might have watched this video during this. I just don't remember. All right, let's get it. All right, well, this shows you I do not cheat or do not go ahead. It's a live performance, so obviously I've never seen it. It was from 1999. This is the Father Ted theme as well, but this is in tribute to the late Dermot Morgan, who was a comedian, satirist, and actor who died suddenly at the age of 45. So it says Neil composed the title music of Father Ted, which later worked into Songs of Love. So yeah, that's and I'm sure I had that on the video, but I didn't have it here. But a really, really nice performance. Very, very well done. You know, sometimes the Divine Comedy, you know, do some campy stuff or some fun stuff. This is very, very well done, just intense. All right, coming in at number 2, we got Kodaline, One Day, the 2014 version from In a Perfect World in 2013. They're an Irish rock band originally known as 21 Demands. The band adopted their current name in 2012 to coincide with the changing of their music. The group comprises Steve Garrigan, Vincent May, Mark Penderson, and Jason Boland. Garrigan and May grew up in Swords County, Dublin, and have known each other since childhood. May and Garrigan attended Colest Cholm CBS Swords. I just butchered that to death. Where they participated in Battle of the Bands. Boland joined the group in 2012. They released 4 studio albums. One Day, this song was released as a digital download in 2014 as the 5th single from their debut studio album. The 2014 version of One Day, which is the one we're going to listen to, is a distinct version from the song that was initially released. It's more polished and refined rendition with enhanced production and instrumentation. I feel like I know Kodaline somehow. Like they've been on a list. I know them somehow. I just think that I do. All right, One Day. That was a fantastic song. The story of it, you know, one day it's here, and next day it's gone, and all these different things this person's going through, and how are they still holding on, kind of having this good outlook on life, and then eventually they get the thick skin, but just sounded fantastic. So I don't know what the other versions sound like. The production actually stand out on here. The guitar sounds fantastic. He sounds fantastic singing. Really good choice for number 2. That's going to bring us to Richard's number 1 top 10 random Irish artists, part 2. The Golden Horde, Friends in Time from the Golden Horde album in 1991. Not on Spotify, but that's okay because we're going to watch the video. The Golden Horde were a neo-psychedelic post-punk garage rock band based in Dublin, Ireland. Simon Carmody, John Connor, Des O'Byrne, Peter O'Kennedy, and Sam Steiger are the most renowned lineup of the band. Sounds Magazine said the Golden Horde are the group to break all the rules, owing allegiance to none, sworn to weirdness, and quite determined to steal every idea that ain't tied down. Inestimably brilliant. They first formed in 1982 and disbanded in the spring of 1994, the members going their separate ways to pursue a variety of art and musical projects. Their supporters maintain an internet presence across social media and fan sites, with rare unreleased studio and live performances being shared as they are unearthed. The beauty of the internet, right? Regarded as some of the few musicians to stick so resolutely to their principles that they arguably did a disservice to their career, nevertheless, the band did attain some commercial success, yet that in itself has always been surpassed by the cult underground following that they retain to the present day, as I mentioned. More significant again is their influence across a variety of alternative musical acts, which continue to propagate further with the digitization of rare unreleased and live recordings and performances. Their own music was inspired by such artists as the Ramones, Scott Walker, Johnny Thunder, the Faces, the Byrds, the Velvet Underground, the Damned, Slade, the Rolling Stones, the Cramps, T-Rex, Big Star, and the Stooges. That is a great influence for sure. All right, let's check out the video. All right, the great Maria McKee on there as well, who had so many hits on the other side of the pond, but here in the U.S. just had a song on the Days of Thunder soundtrack from 1990, but I digress. They okey-doked me at first because I thought this was actually a TV show, but then I figured out, no, this is the video because of different things that went on there, but sounds fantastic. Maria is a big reason why. All right, now we'll go to my favorite tracks, which, this is an Irish artist, but I got to go by the tracks. So honorable mentions, Monday and the Golden Horde. Faves are going to be Kodaline and the Blizzards and Paddy Casey, but the whole list was really good. There's a lot of Irish lists up by Richard, the patron that brought this. Just type Irish in that bar up above and you're going to see these lists. But thanks again to Richard for bringing it. Let me know what your favorite tracks are on this one. And until next time, guys, I will see you.